First, we will begin by going over a table of contents. This will set at this stage for the remainder of the presentation. In regards to an appropriate unit of analysis, we will be looking at 5-hour energy through the scope of a strategic group. We have already given an economic overview of the trends in this group. Next, we will go through each of Porter's 5 forces. We will begin with rivals, whose threat is high, then the threat of substitutes, which is high, bargaining power of buyers, which is low. We will then transition into the threat of new entrants, which is medium, and finally we will consider the threat of suppliers, which is also low. The reasoning for these classifications are to follow. 5-hour energy's threat of rivals is high. To begin, some of 5-hour energy's main competitors include Monster, Red Bull, PepsiCo, and Coca-Cola. Through my research, I found that 5-hour energy led energy shot brands in the U.S. for the year ending May 14, 2017, based on total volume of sales. This total was $995.95 million in US dollars. Energy shots are different from regular energy drinks in that they are usually sold in 2-ounce containers. However, they contain similar amounts of caffeine and vitamins. This is a very competitive industry, as mentioned before, thus it is really to the discretion of the consumer whether they prefer the larger drink or a quick shot on the go. Some things that factor into this decision are taste, cost, and ingredients. 5-hour energy doesn't contain any sugar or herbal stimulants. We'll touch on later how there is an emerging market for sugar-free energy drinks, as companies look for mixtures that satisfy health-conscious customers while providing a boost in stamina. 5-hour energy's threat of substitutes is high. This market is heavily saturated with different energy drinks, sodas, juices, and sports drinks. Many people have often relied on carbonated drinks such as sodas until recently, as energy drinks have gained more popularity. Additionally, many people drink coffee. This has a much more distinct taste compared to an energy drink, but once again it is up to consumer preference. A lot of discussion about the growing demand in the energy drink market is due to health concerns. At first, energy drinks were seen as very unhealthy with high levels of caffeine. A large concern in the threat of substitutes category would be the price point of energy drinks. A 16-ounce Monster is about $2.49, with the same amount of Red Bull costing $4. Similarly, a 5-hour energy shot goes on average for about $2.99. Regular carbonated drinks are much lower than this, usually selling for under $2. Another thing we must consider is the difference in packaging. Carbonated drinks are sold in cans, bottles, and 2 liters, while many energy drinks are just sold in various sizes of cans. Once they are opened, you are expected to finish them and cannot store them for later. This is different for 5-hour energy, as it is a quick shot, which may provide this company an advantage. We expect with current trends that if demand stays on the rise, then these companies will be able to bring down their price points, hoping to have a higher volume in sales, keep revenue consistent or increasing. The bargaining power of buyers for 5-hour energy is low. However, as mentioned previously, companies are working to market how energy drinks are safe for consumption. Another thing they have done is focused on clever marketing advertisements. I'm sure we have all seen at least one Red Bull commercial that has made us laugh with the slogan, "Red Bull gives you wings." Another thing is the Red Bull truck. The target market tends to be younger consumers 22 to 30 years old, but even people above this age require more stamina, whether it be due to being tired at work, from kids, or a wide array of other things. The individual buyer does not pose a large threat in this group. However, large retailers do hold a larger influence over this group. If demand continues to increase, then we would expect that 5-hour energy will continue to be stocked on shelves and have exposures in grocery stores, gas stations, and online. In a saturated market, it is hard for newer companies to compete. Red Bull, Monster, and Rockstar Energy have a dominant market share in energy drinks. However, 5-hour energy actually ranks ahead of Rockstar in energy beverage sales at the moment. This is very positive news for the company, as they are staying competitive with their rivals and substitutes. Additionally, if we were to look at the nearest competitor in the energy shot market, 6-Hour Power, they would rank near the bottom of the list. The threat of new entrants for 5-hour energy is medium. Entry barriers are relatively low for the beverage industry, considering there are little consumer switching costs and zero capital requirements. However, it is difficult to gain market share, as many people identify themselves already with some certain brand. For instance, in the carbonated beverage market, Coke and Pepsi have similar taste, and an unknown player is unlikely to design a new product that affects their market share. I have this ranked as medium, however, because it is likely many new players will try and get into the energy drink market with a different tasting product. The brands that currently exist have different taste, and it is possible that a new entrant could design a product that provides the same incentives as an energy drink or shot with more health benefits. This is because this is an emerging market where many players will try and cash in on this growth. In combination with this, energy drinks have the higher price point that many other beverages in this industry want. Thus, ultimately, if a new entrant is able to keep costs low and gain traction in the market, then they can expect to be very profitable. In conclusion, with this accelerating growth, there's opportunity to start both locally and nationally as the already known brands try to become multinational. The bargaining power of suppliers for 5-Hour Energy is low. This is perhaps the lowest threat to the industry. Considering the mass production in the beverage industry, the costs have become very low. Many of the ingredients going into these products are extremely cheap, especially when they are bought in large quantities. Again, with the accelerated growth in the energy drink or shot strategic route, we would expect packaging and distribution costs to decrease as well. 5-Hour Energy individual packages are very small and don't take up a lot of space in retail spaces, so these costs will remain low for the company as well.